A typhoon passed and left behind the hottest day in Hong Kong's recorded history. 36.9 degrees Celsius at the observatory, nearly 40 in the north of the city. 140 years of weather records, broken. The storm moved on. As Typhoon Dolphin moves across China, its sinking air is turning Hong Kong into a furnace. Hong Kong has just recorded its hottest day in more than 140 years of weather records, and the heat is being fueled by a typhoon. Temperatures soared to a record-breaking 36.9 degrees Celsius at the Hong Kong Observatory on Sunday, surpassing the previous record of 36.6 degrees set in August 2017, just before Typhoon Hato struck. But across the city, the heat was even more extreme. A weather station in Sheung Shui, in Hong Kong's north, recorded an astonishing 39.8 degrees Celsius, the highest temperature recorded there since automatic weather stations were introduced in the 1980s. The forecaster said,
"With tropical cyclone Dolphin moving towards the vicinity of Zhejiang and moving inland, its outer subsiding air will persistently bring extremely hot weather to the territory today to Tuesday."
The Hong Kong Observatory issued a very hot weather warning, urging residents to drink plenty of water and avoid strenuous outdoor activity. Forecasters warned that temperatures in some areas could reach 37 degrees Celsius or higher on August 10th and 11th. Meanwhile, Typhoon Dolphin made landfall near Yuhuan in China's Zhejiang province at around 5:30 p.m. on August 9th. The storm brought maximum sustained winds of 151 kilometers per hour near its center, equivalent to a Category 1 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson scale. But despite the storm itself moving away, its impact on Hong Kong's weather is expected to continue. Senior Scientific Officer Chung Ping addressed the prolonged heatwave on an RTHK radio program, explaining the storm's trajectory and impact on Hong Kong's weather patterns.
After about a day or two, we expect it will dissipate. The weather will start to become less stable. It won't stay sunny and clear all day. There will be more clouds, followed by some rain. We're now thinking that later this week, there may even be localized thunderstorms. By then, the hot weather should ease a bit.
An amber heat warning was in force on Sunday, even as the city recorded its highest temperature ever at the observatory headquarters. The Labour Department said temperature is only one factor considered in determining heat stress risks, alongside humidity and wind conditions. It said the relatively low humidity and favourable winds meant the amber warning was consistent with the existing system. But Fei Xiu, Chief Executive of the Association for the Rights of Industrial Accident Victims, called for greater use of the International Wet Bulb Globe Temperature Measure, arguing that it could result in more severe warnings on many hot days. For now, Hong Kong remains under a blanket of extraordinary heat. A temperature record spanning more than 140 years has fallen, and as tropical cyclone Dolphin moves on, the city is still waiting for the heat to finally break. South Korea is battling an unprecedented heat wave that has pushed temperatures beyond 40 degrees Celsius, overwhelmed emergency services, and prompted the government to mobilize resources nationwide. Local South Korean broadcasters reported on August 7th that the heat-related death toll had risen to 23, while emergency room visits for heat-related illnesses climbed to 2,665 cases. The crisis has also triggered infrastructure concerns and emergencies in rural areas, with municipalities deploying cooling measures as extreme temperatures persist. The Korean Meteorologists Association attributed the heat wave to the simultaneous influence of the North Pacific high and Siberian high pressure systems, which have trapped hot air over the Korean peninsula. Researchers are also watching Typhoon Dolphin, whose path could influence the next phase of the heat wave. If the dolphin moves towards eastern China, higher humidity could make conditions feel even more oppressive. A southward track, however, could bring stronger winds and temporary relief. The heat is expected to ease slightly over the weekend of August 8th and August 9th, with temperatures forecast to fall towards 35 degrees Celsius. Although prolonged high temperatures are expected to continue through the summer, particularly across western regions. Earlier, South Korea issued its first ever heatwave warning for parts of Seoul and Gyeonggi province on August 3rd and expanded across the capital region on August 4th. President Lee Jae-myung has ordered government agencies and municipalities to deploy all available resources.
Extreme heat on a scale we have never experienced is continuing day after day. In Yongsan, South Gyeongsang Province, extreme heat with temperatures exceeding 40 degrees Celsius has reportedly persisted for several days. Heatwave conditions once seen only in foreign news reports have now become our reality.
Lee also called for a nationwide mobilization to minimize heat-related deaths and illness.
I ask all government ministries and local governments to make every effort to minimize heatwave-related damage by fully mobilizing all available personnel and resources.
Authorities have deployed water-spraying trucks on urban streets, while several baseball games were cancelled because of the extreme heat. Residents have been urged to remain indoors where possible, stay hydrated and seek shade when outside. The extreme conditions are part of a wider heatwave affecting East Asia. On August 2nd, North Korean state television showed crowds seeking relief at beaches and water parks, while in China's Hangzhou, authorities opened air raid shelters as cooling centers as temperatures reached 38 degrees Celsius outside. Japan has also introduced measures to cope with increasingly intense summers, including Tokyo's Tokyo Cool Biz campaign, encouraging government workers to wear lighter clothing and reduce cooling demand. Scientists warn that human-driven climate change and rising emissions are increasing the likelihood and intensity of prolonged extreme heat events, making heat waves an increasingly serious public health and infrastructure challenge across Asia. A city is melting under relentless heat. Roads are being sprayed with water, air-conditioned shelters are overflowing, and millions are being told to stay indoors. South Korea's capital is now bracing for what could become one of the hottest days in its modern history, as an unprecedented heat wave pushes Seoul towards record-breaking temperatures. South Korea's record-breaking heat wave is expected to peak over Seoul on Thursday, with temperatures forecast to reach 39 degrees Celsius, bringing the capital close to its all-time record of 39.6 degrees set during the historic heat wave of August 2018. The extreme weather has already been blamed for more than 20 deaths and continues to place enormous pressure on public services as authorities race to protect vulnerable residents. President Lee Jae-myung described the situation as unlike anything the country had previously experienced.
Extreme heat on a scale we have never experienced is continuing day after day. In Yongsan, South Gyeongsang Province, extreme heat with temperatures exceeding 40 degrees Celsius has reportedly persisted for several days. Heat wave conditions once seen only in foreign news reports have now become our reality. I ask all government ministries and local governments to make every effort to minimize heat wave related damage by fully mobilizing all available personnel and resources.
The warning comes after another sweltering night in Seoul, where temperatures in some neighborhoods barely fell below 30 degrees Celsius. Forecasters say the mercury could even climb to 40 degrees Celsius as persistent easterly winds continue to intensify the heat across western parts of the Korean peninsula. The capital has effectively transformed into a giant cooling operation. Water trucks carrying 12-ton tanks are spraying major roads across the city to cool overheated asphalt. City officials say more than 200 water trucks covered around 7,000 kilometers across Seoul in a single day as efforts intensified to reduce surface temperatures. Meanwhile, residents are changing their daily routines to cope with the relentless conditions. Office worker Kim Joo-yeon abandoned her summer travel plans and decided to remain at home because of the heat.
Even if I turn off the air conditioner for just 5 minutes, the apartment heats up almost immediately. I'm even reluctant to walk to the convenience store across the street. I've been ordering delivery for most of my meals.
The extreme weather is also reshaping consumer behavior. Industry officials say delivery demand, which normally falls during the summer holiday season as people travel, has instead surged because many residents are choosing to remain indoors. Convenience store delivery services are also seeing increased demand, with more people ordering everyday essentials rather than venturing outside in the oppressive heat. For now, there is little sign of relief. As Seoul edges closer to record temperatures, authorities remain on high alert, warning that this extraordinary heatwave is no longer a rare event, but a growing reality that is testing both the city's resilience and the daily lives of millions.